close to losing to Wildcard on this map. So, you know, yes, in the last 6 months, it's been good for them, but in this tournament, it wasn't as good as they would have liked.
All right then, guys, we are ready to get into the action. So one of these teams, their legacy is about to be derailed by destiny. Take it away, guys.
Thank you so much, panel. That's right. Live from Shanghai, G2 and FaZe. What a semifinals that we have on our hands. A matchup that is destined to deliver, because surely we will get another blowout as we saw back previously this major. It feels so impossible for that to happen twice.
We are talking about the team that is the best versus FaZe right now, but a FaZe that have never lost in a major semifinal. A FaZe that have taken down one of their greatest rivals this year in Vitality in the quarters. A FaZe where Kerrigan asked for all the hardest teams on the way to the trophy.
He wants it. He wants to fight his way tooth and nail. Snacks will be first at bat, and he will tap down Frozen. Casualty of the pistol. We get a little bit of a glimpse over the smoke here from Kerrigan, but still no answer back from the T's. And an immediate climb up through middle. But this challenge in the back line means no bomb plant for the time being. FaZe unable to get the kills that they had wanted, but Rob's still given space. So it's a post plant regardless. And as MongolZ will be the first to step up towards this top of ramp, he will find his fight, and he will be met by resistance. His counterpart of Brokey doubles down, and it is now the man advantage to shift into the hands of FaZe. And they're just gonna keep letting Brokey take these fights. The insurance policy exists inside the cave, and Brokey all the while given more and more time. Rox is gonna be here to end it. FaZe take first blood.
They're your two best signs of the map. I think apart from a great rain performance today, these are the keys to victory in Brokey and Rops. Brokey's form has obviously been leveled in the past couple of months, but here in the game, especially versus Vitality, he was definitely back, and we wouldn't be seeing FaZe today if not for Rops. Let's put that out there, plain and simple. So 3 on this round, I think, shows him that he's looking to have good form this week, not just one day this week.
Challenge down mid. MongolZ looks to get into an action. MP9 will take a fight and win. Snacks' contributions can't be understated in the clutch, but an opening kill on a force buy, that ain't half bad. It's not long before Rain's able to recover with one. Odds are G2 won't be able to maintain total map control, and maybe that's why they opt to peel back instead. That forward mid presence that cost Hunter his life is actually forfeited by MongolZ too.
Now they're looking for this late mid, at least here with Frozen, once they find out that it's been vacated. MongolZ looking to rotate behind the smoke, and FaZe's final destination looks like it's going to be the A site. This looks like the proper call here from Kerrigan to avoid any friction on a round like this. A flash to feed into their fears as 3 players sneak alongside Donut and look for a plan.
There's no reason to doubt Kerrigan's calls as the game goes on. Individual pieces, sure, struggling at times, even within this event and this run. You highlight Robs and his defining impact throughout Shanghai thus far, in a slightly varied role, as Dust highlighted in the pregame. A more aggressive Robs, one that was called into question, and maybe one that was muted when Frozen first joined this team. Now when push comes to shove and things get tough, Robs has found his moments. And right now these pistols gonna make sure there is somewhat of a price tag with this second round. Ooh, beautiful shot out of Bulbs. Don't let him get online early. They'll put him down. Back tends to swap out, and we get FaZe converting their pistol.
When they replaced Twist on this team with Frozen, it on paper looked like the most natural fit possible, but they had that series and string of second place finishes apart from Chengdu where they actually brought it home, but they missed their tournament window with Frozen on the team. And then they fell off pretty drastically, and it felt like there was something that was wrong here. And a huge difference between Rops with Frozen and Rops with Twist. It's correlation does not equal causation, but Rops played better when Twist was on the roster. And so the question was it as simple as it looked like a good swap for teammates, or is there more to it and does Rops need some more space? Well, it looks like he's figured it out. And like you said, that might be because he's able to be more aggressive. That both gives him more space, and it also gives Frozen more space, who is a late round player.
Right now, Solo Snacks B set up. Very cautious are FaZe here in the second round following Pistol. One where G2 featured less. So a couple smoke grenades gives them the confidence they need to barrel outwards. B-site bomb plant guaranteed. They nearly drops MongolZ out of a round. MongolZ and a Nico that'll be looking to show us a marked improvement from the last map we saw of them. Obviously versus Heroic, it was all about MOUZ, that third star coming forth for G2. Nico's HLTV interview said the moment that 1v3 happened, I wanted to stand up and give him a hug. And you saw that kiss on the forehead after the match. Call that the Kovac christening. So much respect for a young player, unproven, coming into his own at the perfect moment. Not much fears, except for clean shots and maybe a swift reminder of what's to come for Ross.
Yeah, there's Mr. Pivot with the taps. He dies in the end, 6-1 off that round, and a 3-0 start for FaZe is clean. Hopes are high, it looks like, for FaZe on Ancient in terms of recent form. This is a game that G2 could simply win 2-0. But as was highlighted on the desk, Dust leans towards FaZe winning the veto. Yanko, it felt like agreed with him. That's G2 Yanko, of course, agreeing with Dust. So gotta put that out there. That means something.
First gun round and Hunter wastes no time, but a MAC-10 finds the kill. Kerrigan gonna make the most of the limited vision he had.
What is
it's an
this?
instant hit from FaZe into the A site. There's no defense in position. We've got this deeper angle held by Snacks towards spawn, a double up inside of the donut, so the rifles aren't too far off. But while Nico is always so good at holding back mid plays, right now we've got Robs at bat, able to cross over to the red room unspotted. Bomb contested, but still able to go down. Nico's spray a little off the mark, and that's an invitation for the Rob spawn wrap. He is so close.
Fast. He's so fast.
Activates, executes, and with low health bars on what is left of FaZe, you'd think CTs could still just skate straight through, but Snacks knows his back is compromised despite not moving forward.
He won't even turn around for this. Rops doesn't have to move anymore, right? He's got his piece in the perfect position. Snacks is the one who's trapped.
Honestly, he's gonna come clear this.
Oh, attack again.
Rocked off this guy. It's looking fantastic out of the gate.
Oh my
Hunter will send him to the graveyard in the fourth round, but that instant hit from FaZe into A, we are getting early signs of dominance from Ross.
Look at the health bar. I mean, most of this damage was done through the smoke. Unreal, Rops. Unreal. You know, it's already tragic that at the end of this year, Rops is not even in the conversation for a top 3 player. When he started out the end of 2023 as maybe the best player in CS2, while FaZe were the best team in CS2. This is the form that everybody has been waiting for.
Honestly, I think it's a form that everybody thought had gone. And as Yanko aptly put it back on the desk, you just know he's been kind of quite candid about not really enjoying the game. And out of the gate, he was so ambitious, much like MongolZ, who we saw also come out swinging in this version of Counter-Strike. We saw him in the lab early on. We saw him cooking, crafting, and coming up with that edge that allowed his team to take it to the forefront. But we've seen that kind of shine, well, get rubbed out.
Yeah, he has said that. And you know what? I'll say one thing. The game has improved since he's made those statements.
Sure.
There have been small but effective updates that have made the game feel better. And Rob is somebody who's going to be very sensitive to everything, a master of movement. He understands how the sausage is made when it comes to Counter-Strike, and he's definitely taught a lot of people about how to get the most out of everything. Mechanics, movements, and of course, as a Tier 1 CSGO player, is already at the pinnacle of gameplay and rotations and everything else. So maybe he's liking it more. Certainly liking him.
Snacks again on the pillar of the B site. Very much alone. That smoke in red room's keeping most of G2 occupied. I've seen this exec more than once already, and FaZe have come to fruition each time they throw this out. There's that one M4 that G2 were hoping would get going, but Rops very quickly keeps his head on a swivel to shut it down. MOUZ won't even be able to scoop that bad boy up.
Yeah, and they're just feeding him. He's already at 10 kills.
Ooh. There it is. A deagle out of Nico. We saw a disgusting deagle 3K from Nico back on Nuke yesterday. That CT side where Nico was able to piece together 6 3K rounds in a single CT half.
We did watch that. That was a El Clasico on Nuke. Unreal. Both these teams have had some serious trials coming into this playoffs, but none would be greater than FaZe beating G2. This is the hardest competition they could possibly have at this point. And the man on your screen, well, he's on his path to glory. You know, this is a major that FaZe might have lost to Furia, not have gotten to playoffs. It's a common story for them to, you know, barely miss, you know, totally get blown out like Rio. Get into quarters like Paris, but still not get through. But they kind of beat their most important hurdle in history. Again, FaZe have never lost in semifinals. That sounds like a funny thing, but the truth is they've done a great job of qualifying to many quarters in history. And for some reason, every time they get to semis, they get to finals. They don't always win there. But sometimes what we see is FaZe out of gas, and that's what it felt like watching this major, no different than many others.
Oh, especially the way that they got battered by G2.
But then taking out Vitality, the team that had beat them 4 series in a row, except for the last major.
When it really matters most. Second gun round from G2. You saw Nico trying to fire up the troops in between rounds just now. He's got to get his own score going alongside MOUZ. He's only 2 kills between Nico and MOUZ, both with Nico's name on it. Smoke ahead of this pack outside A main. But we're not getting G2 moving too adventurously, right? Forward cave control by 2 of these defenders, but nobody even taking a glance outside of it.
Yeah, but we've got MOUZ playing B in this position. There's 2 riflers on the A site. They would be way more effective, of course, to have MOUZ and Temple. So we've got MOBS and Hunter trying to get comfortable here, but the A split is coming.
Gets up right before the flashbang. Doesn't look like any Molotovs are going to land on MOBS, so he'll be able to hang on to green here as this hit comes out. Oh, Kerrigan gets the entry and the lineup's fantastic. Hunter dies to a Snacks artillery strike, and then the tap comes out from Rain. We go 2v2 with Brokey trying to get the next one. Will land it in an instant, and a kill back towards mid. Protocols, FaZe slide out and make the most of a Snacks mistake.
What are we watching right now?
G2 shaken.
Kerrigan, that entry. Snacks, I think that's a nade from CT, right?
Yes,
he's not one of the ones playing up close. And this is 5 HP, of course, so it's a little bit unfortunate, but his life was definitely valuable. Shadow gives it away from Brokey. 5, 6 straight for FaZe.
Frozen not only dismantling that trade frag up on lane, but then that opens the door for him to slip into Donut. Late plays it and closes down. FaZe halfway through this half. Ladies and gentlemen, this semi's just started.
Yeah, and we again, we had last round, we had MOUZ really locked up in cave. His rotation is incredibly awkward from that position, especially committed right side. They were very much hoping for a longer default. 1 glimpse at least for him to at least get a shot in, but his rotation would have been a world of difference, especially with Brokey trying to peer out A main. FaZe have taken advantage of this half of the map so much, and Dust said eventually they're going to have to take it back to B. Why not do it on an anti-eco?
Max getting off the bomb site. A little bit more of an early warning sign for this bomb site. With a smoke grenade, he's going to do a great job of keeping this pack back.
But
they could. But then there's that wary thought of how many CTs are on this lane control.
Well, I mean, it looks like it's just a very prudent smoke by Snacks. He's alone, but they don't think he is. And FaZe are smartly responding by going and clearing things out. Now, this could be Kerrigan's time to shine or an easy kill. Oh my God, he got the first one.
Is he firing magnets? Because between that entry last round, this deagle from Nico is good for just the 1. It sets up MOUZ, but just as quickly as they pop up, Rops will just whop them down.
That was crazy. Oh, that was crazy, Kerrigan. Some very key kills. And you know what? I mean, his average kill rating in a lot of these games is not that high, but he has been making plays.
Run that replay.
Yeah. And slow it down a lot.
Kerrigan making me feel like I'm the old one.
Yeah. Slow that one down.
Just bends a bullet.
7-0. This is the worst start G2 have had at this event. It's kind of unbelievable when you think about it.
I can literally...
FaZe are the current day NIP in terms of magic. This is not something that you'd see at any regular event this year.
No.
That's been proven. G2 have been able to crush them comfortably. Oh, what? I mean, I don't even know if that was... It was perfect crosshair placement on the peak, but I don't know if you could argue he was done peeking. I mean... Always work on your crosshair placement.
Crack of the Kerrigan whip and a man goes down. What a shot from Finn. Easy pickings for MongolZ though out middle. We get that climb up cleared. MongolZ unable to deny the fallback.
Man, MongolZ.
And again, fast A. Launders, they're doing it again.
Yes, they found this, but MongolZ's also watching. A shot comes in, but damage. You need to get the guy out. Big box, and another shot goes dry.
We get that nade to land in front of the MongolZ down now. Needs to reload his op. He can peek back to try to hold Kerrigan, but he's reloading. And Kerrigan's able to clamp down on the mid play.
It's a window timing.
Nico, one and only. Hunter inside of the donut. Kerrigan unable to further his success as he goes peeking deep into the red. Robs though will try to make that contact happen, and you should know that Hunter's deep inside this donut.
Yeah, and they're looking about the exit already.
The health is low. They're gone.
They're thinking about the fact, though, that Hunter would have rerouted back to window. They're such low HP and so much time to play with. All they can hope is that Hunter overthinks this and starts to work back to the other site. HP bars might be relatively callable, but right now it's MongolZ who hit Rain through a box, and Rops is definitely confirmed low, but how low is the question? And very, very smart from FaZe. They're actually going to make the right idea.
Still such a dangerous move to start getting off this bomb site. It's especially when your trade player is also on 5 health, but you know, Hunter going stagnant as they did means that nobody steps up into the 2 players sitting temple. Now they depart, and Hunter's already just chasing ghosts. They're too far gone.
Look at the tempo, it's just so perfect. And
yes.
Rain's and Hunter's got to worry about every single place where they could be sitting and waiting for his flank.
You'd be foolish to not think that Hunter could still close this though. This massive health advantage and a smoke grenade to boot. If he can cut off one end, or if he can catch them off guard, this could be huge. But they go deep into that bomb site, and it's him that gets blindsided.
Wow.
And FaZe are running a flawless T-side.
I mean, yeah, the war machine is rolling. The procrastinators have woken up, and I don't even know when G2 are going to do that themselves. We've got enough money here on Snacks for a decent buy, but we got to talk about these MongolZ shots, right? I expect this to be a point of conversation on the desk. That MongolZ's not even the best player on G2 right now. Nico, if they make it to finals and they have a win and they get their chip, Nico is closer to getting the MVP than MongolZ is.
Single M4 here for Snacks.
He's been pretty good.
Maybe that nade helps out. But we are absolutely grasping for silver linings here for the G2 CT side. 4
also,
rounds best case.
I'd just like to say, like I could say, MongolZ has been pretty good, and then people will go and look and see he's got an average like 1.30 rating. If you've been watching this major, you've seen that MongolZ is not on form. Not a #1 contender form. Nico has been playing above his sort of #4 contender form. And that's a scary prospect, especially when you look at the round score.
Here goes Deagle, unable to stop them from getting that footing on ramp. They're going to go for a boost on short side while Nico takes that forward contact. Just trying to set up anything, right? It's got to be desperate. Ross gets a team kill. That could help. Nico's on the other end, but now it's a knife out. Denied up close. Easy does it for Brokey. Tries to cover the smoke. They're charging through this, and it's costing them. But Ross has been on an absolute tear. Godlike start to Ancient. I wouldn't put this past him. A CT inching closer as they go for this split, trying to attack the site from both sides. He's down to 20 seconds.
Wow.
Only 4 bullets in that gun, though. So with 4 CTs ahead of him, this would have to be the most robotic thing you've ever seen. And now with that AK down to a single shot, he'll take his bomb plant, so we hope. We've got G2 on the scoreboard. FaZe may be getting a little too fast for themselves, running through and challenging a G2 had yet to put up a fight.
Yeah, it was a very plump smoke there at the top of Banana. Totally stopped them in their tracks. and they still try to be adamant about getting through. And you can see that it's naded open, but they don't scale fast enough to take full advantage of their vision. I mean, this is a drop in the bucket for G2. It's nice to see. It can help them get back into the half, and you can see every opportunity is important for Nico. And he's right, they can make a comeback at any point.
Ooh, nice nade damage. That'll make Frozen's job all the harder. Mid control really hasn't been maintained throughout this game in G2's favor.
Very true. G2 have done an excellent job of fighting for it. Sometimes that's where rounds begin and end here on Ancient.
We haven't quite seen this type of a reroute with this many bodies out of FaZe, so they're doing something different.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking like they're gearing up for a B split, but they're walking it. They're so early into this window timing, they can really...
Trying to make a move in the middle of it. Thinking about it, considering, as his two teammates in Donut don't overstep it.
You can see Brokey set in a position to dodge flashes, wait for a peek to come out. And they're not trying to take advantage of it, but you see the fog of war for the CT side. They don't know what's going on.
There's still so much uncertainty, and that parade of FaZe players looking like they're going to opt for the Donut to 8 commitment. This is 4 players strong trying to push out through the exit. MongolZ is going to give them a little bit of space, and that's going to cost them very much so. Both players clean entries, and the double defense of the G2 Esports side falls under the pressure. Ross has not stopped hitting headshots, and as he turns back towards middle, Nico finally getting the better of him, but it's him and Snacks, nowhere to be found. They will have to lick their wounds and walk away because FaZe have nailed the night.
Let me say this right now. Kerrigan's the best IGL in playoffs. You will not see G2 call a T round like that. They were setting an idea with the B split coming up. They didn't get information. They reformed to the A split, made it look like that was the plan from the jump. Kerrigan having calls like that is what's going to make FaZe have a chance of winning this game. They might be going up against all the talent and all the form, but you can't tell me that G2 have the better IGL right now.
No, definitely not. You have an IGL who, in fact, is even making jokes about being criticized for calling the same execute X amount of times in a row. He said, oh, maybe I'll just do it 12 times then. But jokes aside, that is evidence of the depth Kerrigan brings to this team. That is why he is the IGL.
That was going to be a 2-3 split through window 2B and turned into 4-1A, and it looked seamless here for FaZe. Great signs for them, and again, drop in the bucket. It's only an eco round 1 for G2.
This time out a
and
chance
guess
for
who
Taz.
picked the map?
I understand why.
That was G2.
This is a FaZe pick.
Oh, this is a FaZe pick?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, all right.
Actually. Yeah, G2 hoping that CT side Nico Nuke can, well, come out of the depths of this ancient mud. Because right now we've got 6 and 10 on Nico, 2 and 8 on MONOZ. G2 simply not online, but they'll try to send MOUZ down bottom mid as Brokey instantly goes up into the boost. Trying to maybe get a little more mid-control than what we've seen. Flash in for Nico, kind of getting lost inside smokes here.
It's the best look on mid so far here for G2. You pointed it out that they've been fighting for it, but they've either lost or just left. Nice find for Nico.
Yeah, Rain definitely invited that one. We've always praised Rain's play in cave. His wall bangs kind of put the position on the map and defined how you could play it. Taste of his own medicine in the 11th. Not quite the final hour of this G2 CT side. Scraping the barrel for 3 rounds at best, but a silent FaZe outside of range shooting. Still though, it's the appropriate stack for the time being. G2 just had 3 sets of feet in this site, but we see all of them start to retract a bit.
Yeah, they're changing ideas. It's still early enough in the round that they could go anywhere, and G2 have foregone any mid control. Playing in rotator spots in B is okay because the site is very retakeable, especially with good utility. But just to say, they're not in any committed positions. The crossfires are not there right now. There's a chance this bomb goes down.
This execute really hasn't done FaZe any wrong. Nico looks to press in though. Oh wow, tracking a second. And And then this challenge, oh, he doesn't stop it. Luckily for him, Nico will finish off the job of the bomb plant, but it is still bombed down.
Here's why they have to be careful, because you've got two players, no CTs rotating through the back, and Broky's playing out in the open because he has to.
Molotov well placed. Broky decides not to play inside of Cave. He wants into the action. He wants to be a key pillar.
It's Operation Early Fight. Where can you find it? No, MONaC, clean pickoff.
Structural piece of the defense. He actually takes Nico down from the grave. 3 headshots away from this clutch is Rob! Sprays off. They're going to dogpile that bomb, jump on top, and sure enough, nab a second, but it's only 3 at best.
He actually needed to get that frag. That was Robs nearly winning the round off of his spray, but G2 got the 5v4, left mid, FaZe got the bomb down, but kept numbers up the entire way through, so you can definitely give him some credit. However, there was only one more opportunity to get around here in this first half. Nico's kills are everything. It's good to see MONaC hitting a shot like that, too.
Yes. Especially after a couple of misses from Donut over towards that A site earlier on.
You normally don't even have to applaud him for hitting shots like that.
Nope. Just a day in the office, usually, but here we go again, this A site to be tested. Flashbangs in MONaC's face, fire on his feet, and a missed shot once more. He'll find it on the second, a little less pressure with the re-peek. Utility definitely.
But see the walk up, because they just spotted MONaC.
Surely, take what you can while you can. And we get Snacks trying to slide along this wall. Looks like Frozen's taking a glimpse this way. They're clearing the corners, they find him, and he's unable to stop both. But total lane control.
The bomb is going A.
It's all a fake. It's all a ruse. Rain doing all he has to keep all 4 players.
Retaking B right now.
And the bomb's about to get planted, so everything Rain gets before he goes down. Look, they've still yet to turn.
They don't even know yet. And
Only now.
They got it. They've got a termite in the floorboard. They just want to get rid of Rain, and he's just killing time by staying alive.
Hunter looking. He will find the headshot. He can go and join his 2 teammates. It's going to be a desperate retake attempt.
They got to be careful. This Molly's still alive on Broky. He's waiting for the first shot, though.
Bomb halfway gone. Molotov, and as
they don't have a smoke.
A nade as well. Easy pickup for Broky. Just holds that line, puts the Molotov on top. No smoke, as you alluded to, but will that spread? Can they reach far enough to try this defuse desperately? Backs turn to Donut, costly. Rob stands at the end of the half. A magnificent 17-7 first 12 rounds.
Yeah, pristine performance out of Robs. Amazing map out of FaZe Clan, and their best start yet versus their hardest competition yet. Wow.
In what world are we talking about the same 2 teams that went 13-3 and 13-4 in the elimination stage of this very same major?
Yeah, and again, this is a veto. I thought that G2 had picked it. It's a map that either team could have. There's not a lot of movement there, but the desk gave them FaZe so much credit for taking it here and said recent form maybe leans towards them. FaZe show us why that's true. And with drops at the top of the board and Kerrigan leading the charge, you can see the impact of both of these players in different ways. G2 have it all to go up against.
What a moment for a ROPS reinvention. You know, the greatest players that we put on the biggest pedestals are always the ones that have depth, that can do it with the rifles and the ops and the deegs. And ROPS writing a new chapter for Shanghai. Tip of the spear for this FaZe Clan T side. And even this round, again, with that late fake that Rain's able to post up, you saw the pressure come out from the CTs on the retake. Uncertain as to where that last player got off to. They were playing in the dark all half long.
Kerrigan's just getting imbued by the crowd energy. I didn't think anybody would be even louder for G2 at this event. I thought, okay, it'd be MongolZ. No, it's actually G2 in playoffs. Nico chance yesterday, but FaZe have them beat out maybe. Kerrigan takes one to the dome, have to fall back.
Nico's gonna try to gun him down, charging forward. We praised G2's pistols throughout 2024. That stat has been dropping off as their struggles in the playoffs nearly cost them versus Heroic. Nico's gonna keep trying to push this back line, but you gotta be too careful. Hunter not able to trade just yet. He's gonna get pinched from both ends, finds the one, gets himself a second, and a chance to eject. You put Rox back into another clutch, and these 2 Ts try to tee off simultaneously.
And he has time to work on this a little bit. You gotta be careful.
He ain't fallen fool to Snacks. He'll take his head clean off, and another tap needed, but denied. Big moment for Hunter, the guy who calls G2's pistol. pistols.
Hey, exactly, yes, and that is true to today. That's what I heard. Hunter grabs one here for G2. They struggled versus Heroic on the pistols, losing 5 out of 6 in that series. That was pretty crazy, and credit to Heroic for that, but they still won the game. But as we can see here, they're gonna need him. And it's not just the call, it's Hunter's fragging.
I think you can start to feel the squeeze on G2's pistols. I think Maui Snake and Dust had a good conversation about how last time they played T-Side Ancient Pistol, they went 5 guys running through Red Room to A and looked lost. This seemed like something that had more protocols. It comes off of the back of a Hunter multi-frag, sure, but it didn't look as desperate.
MongolZ running with this bomb already as they start to clear out positions on the B site. They seem to know what's going on.
Oh, this was looking like a good AK to get the pinch on. He knows there's players coming from both ends. Double frag is great. MOUZ here, cleanup duty, easy, made possible by Util. And they're going to make mincemeat of the FaZe Clan in mid for round 14.
You can see it here in Shanghai. There's still fandom here for G2. They're cheering for this comeback every step of the way if they can make it happen. Bai will come in swiftly here. Og on Rops.
Yeah, what's with that?
Sometimes see Kerrigan play it. I mean, it's just a great gun. I mean, for me, AUG is going to be one of the guns that has a more commonplace in professional match. It's not a silly gun. It's very good.
Okay.
It can
Tell yourself
supplant,
that.
It can supplant the op in positions like on Nuke, Ramp, and other spots. It's real. It's real. It's not just funny. So
it's in the server. We'll see what he's got in store for us.
Yeah, I think it's worth what it costs. Rops is in this sort of rare Android form that, look at this, perched up on top of Big Box. That's a great position to get boosted, actually. That does mean they rely on some donut control, but if this default leans this way...
I feel like this definitely catches somebody off guard.
Honestly, how do you pre-aim this?
You mentioned, though, maintaining donut control is necessary for this position at a Rob. So's Red Room. And we've got Rain keeping an eye on it from the back lane of B site.
Yeah, but it gets smoked off for a second, so let's see if they dismantle the setup off this. But, yeah.
Yep, have to. So, a move you can put back up your sleeve for another round, and, well, Frozen can take it up
Bomb spotted.
into his own hands for the first one.
Bomb spotted, and now they'll be worried about Donut.
You have a reason to be. Molotov at his feet. Rops gets a bit more damage onto MOUZ. Hunter turns around into the donut. We've got a G2 T-side starting to take shape.
That was a great shot from Snacks.
But again, still a trick up their sleeve, right? We didn't see this Rops original setup get spotted by G2.
Yeah. Flusha tweeted the other day, I didn't know saving strats for playoff was a real thing. Saving strats for the major, and it looks like FaZe.
That's funny, coming from a Fnatic player.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait, I forgot how funny Flusha is.
Yeah.
And he was boosted up, too. Imagine that round with an AUG. Bring back Overpass.
Soon enough, brother, soon enough. I think we saw a certain sharpness from Frozen there as he pushed A main, got his first frag.
Yeah.
Nice to see MongolZ get the instant trade, though. You know, he's been given a little runway now at the start of this T side to get online, and we've got a questionable round now for FaZe. So as long as they don't pull something squirrely out of their back pocket,
yeah.
Time for G2 to make a game of this.
Yes, and I think G2's greatest strength and why they can stand above literally anybody else is because they do keep it simple enough to flourish with their amazingly top-heavy team. But these guys, MOUZ, Nico, MongolZ, when they get entryed on the site, this is a team that can lose the opening kill on an entry, then instantly trade back with 3. That's how powerful and consistent their entry fraggers are. That's where they're definitely going to be able to find success here on this T side, if they will. And it's, in my opinion, going to be imperative for the CTs and FaZe to try to take pick plays to make sure that they don't let that ball reach maximum momentum as they entry out of certain choke points. But here we even have Snacks joining the fray with a great kill on Rops to make that one much easier. He's already got some good kills this game.
Still a bit of a looming threat for the FaZe Clan setup in round 16, that double M4 combo. It's out there on the field. We'll see if it can get into the fight. Threat of a pistol push through smoke. Kerrigan takes the route sure enough. Yeah, they figure what that out. They figure that one out. Still looking. He'll be hunted down.
Got a little help with that one.
Some great intuition.
Yeah. Okay.
peels away. Still definitely enough tools out there on the field. You know he's locked into the corner. MOUZ has got to be cautious that there's a second player in this pinch, but be wary because MOUZ is down to 8 bullets in that magazine. But maybe he doesn't need more. It's a Glock swap.
There's a gun back there that they want to grab, and Rain will be here to be the second layer.
All the while, deep B positioning coming out from G2. So while we watch these kills in mid, which awkwardly start to go both ways, and Snax takes a bullet to the face, tagged down to 20 health. Rob's actually getting his hands on a rifle with a duel down on that ramp.
I mean, he got digs for nothing.
He's out of here.
Yeah, 58 health, and they might be chasing him, but he's not that low.
Keep the Kevlar, keep the AK. Let this 6th round get added to the board for G2.
Nico on the hunt. Should be a shot in the dome. Oh, MongolZ, excuse me. G2 up to 6 rounds. Looking healthy here on T side. This is where the buy comes back.
Yet to drop a round on this T side.
And we see the crazy X Factor moments that are reaching the brim for Rops, but they're not going over the line in some of these important moments. That's what's saving G2.
Second rifle round coming out from the defense. FaZe's second real chance to stop this hemorrhaging. Frozen tries to get flashed up into the elbow. Will find one and can't quite manage. Hunter's multi-frags have been so good, but it's actually Snax right with him to just pull apart this initial CT setup. They wanted that fight, they went for it, and it cost them. Both teams doing good work on the T side in mid.
Got to be very impressed with Snax's work so far here on T side. Just the few kills that he's getting are critical. Hunter as well, halfway in a smoke. That could have been an instant 5v3. One smoke buys time to get the re-clear up in mid. Let's see how G2 respond to this.
Right now, it's as simple as clumping up on that ramp, looking to execute. Utility gives away what is to come. Kerrigan tries to duel. Whoa, he gets the double!
2 and he's out.
Spray into the face of Snax. Man advantage established. Kerrigan doing it on his own from the back line.
And cave is clear. Their spots will be understood.
We saw that activity in middle. Easy climb up for FaZe. They keep it silent as they get ever closer. Hunter yet to see that player on the short side. MongolZ looking to deal with it instead. Jumping into the crack, trying to hang on for dear life. He goes down. Brokey survives the shot from MongolZ. FaZe. It's 11. Off his game.
Off his game, man.
And you brought it up at the start of this map.
Yeah.
You said, again, for MongolZ stats.
Yes, for his standards.
This second
It's a rare sight that doesn't make anybody happy, but it is something that has to be brought up.
Brokey barely hanging on there with 8 HP.
Can't tell me that's not a critical moment.
Massive.
The comeback was happening.
Second gun round is FaZe's first CT win. And we go right back to an aggressive stance out of the B tunnels, joining up for bottom mid. This time, FaZe opt to go vacant in the middle of the map to challenge up the ramp from Nico. A little bit labored, though. Loses a bunch of health. Brokey here for cleanup duty, blind. And so Hunter trades out his cousin. Fast cave push denied. And all that time, Robs is actually able to come back into the B to keep that man advantage. MOUZ on the back line. He who bailed them out yesterday.
Rob's being aware of himself, though, by pushing up a little bit forward. He could come back and check this. I think MOUZ knows it, but he's got a great opportunity here. Let's see if MOUZ will be bought enough time.
Yes. Keeps himself down under the radar. He's gone.
Interesting pathing.
Now MOUZ is going to find a back turn, executes Kerrigan, and he's still thinking about the threat of a long player.
He actually doesn't know if that's the same guy.
Sure.
He thinks it's likely, but he doesn't know for sure.
He thinks it would make sense. And honestly, until you get Robs out of here, the ramp cross is compromised. It's going to be compromised.
Wait, they think he fell back.
Oh, look! Robs is in the middle of it all. Taps again. Does not miss heads. MOUZ tasked with another clutch. Doesn't get the better of the Estonian. 21 and 12 for FaZe's 12.
Wow.
They had an inkling. They had a thought. There was a rumble of a threat in the back of that bomb site.
That's a tough one to communicate for sure. And with the way that Robs is clearing it, MongolZ's coming out. I don't know. Did MOUZ not come up short and clear the cutout on the site? If
Rops was
is
never
walking
in
out,
full cutout. I think Rops was along the wall.
No one was there. But I mean, MongolZ is looking out to the left, and default's already clear. Either way, again, it's because Kerrigan shows up. They don't actually know who's playing long. Rops gets away with that one. Of course, due to his own prudence as well, right? Not exposing himself to CT when he's fighting the site.
Yeah.
That's obviously a chess move by Rops. He's incrementally improving his position without being too risky. That's how he plays this game.
Yeah, he created that position 30 seconds earlier. Costs him the flank on the cave player, but when it posts the round to the board, that's all that matters in the end. And what could be the end includes Hunter limping into this one with just the Tech-9. He's been the best piece for G2 so far. MongolZ gonna be swinging out middle. Red room smoke means no vision. He's got MOUZ ahead of him. Nico's fight's a little awkward. Nade chips away on Snacks behind him, and FaZe just used that util to cool things off at the gate. MOUZ is gonna disrespect it though, looking for another backline flank perhaps.
He's still sitting in front of the smoke. This was space he could take and might still want to try. There it is, MongolZ in with one.
Critical.
Immediately pulling the attention of Rain, but they've got to be worried about the op, so pushing forward might be the solution. Oh, and they've got their own op, actually. Oh, beautiful, man. The second scope doesn't fall for it.
It's the right decision. Did they see Kerrigan? That T pulls back, but it doesn't look like the cave player's reacting, so it looks like Kerrigan's got the flank off, and Rops actually gets the better of MOUZ again. Now, Kerrigan maybe doesn't activate any further because things go well elsewhere.
Look at how much control they have of this map.
He's going to be found out. Nico gets the better of the lurk. Maybe calling for his cousin to double back. No, they're going to go in. Commitment into the A site. Flash for the lane as Hunter's hands will indeed be busy. But he actually comes off of that bomb plant. Snacks is going to have to cover from backside soon enough. A second fake. Still Rain doesn't bite.
Wait, they can't even cover the default right now. Hunter has to wait.
And Rain revealing himself. Snacks knows damn well he's out here, but Nico plays a dangerous game and gets shredded by that off. 2v3 to try and close map 1. Rain has been known to this position, goes straight into the challenge versus Snacks. Hunter, can you do this? They need to bank on not the 2 stars, but the supports, and he falters. Brokey flawless, 3 kills to close for FaZe. Ancient is a blowout.
Oh my God, an absolute masterclass of a first half. And X-Factor moments were denied by Rops, and he still had an absolutely pristine scoreline. Unreal performance across the board. Worrying.
The entire half, he didn't get a kill. He had 6 3K rounds. Now, reproducing that, probably going to be a little bit difficult, but this is a guy who looks calm in the heat of the moment on the CT side of Nuke. He needs it now again.
Yeah, well, we're going to find out if he's able to deliver. We're going back to Shanghai, getting to this one. If G2 want to be in a major final, it's time to go nuclear.
Damn right it is, Richard. I mean, and here we are on Nuke, of course, picked by G2. We are going to have to see Nico tap back into the stardom that he showed us when it came to the CT side yesterday versus Heroic Launder. 6 triple kill rounds or more on that Nuke CT half. He'll have to wait to get there. He has said in the same interview, of course, that his T sides are where he struggled, where he didn't feel his comfort. Yeah. He sure as hell doesn't want to leave anything on the line. It is now or never for MongolZ and Nico.
100%, and it's true. His CT stats were incredible. His T sides were obviously very average, but since they won the game, that's all that mattered. Rain. And now, I said this before, and maybe I'll get to it in a second. Frozen close to taking a duel. Lots dropping around him. Rops goes down in hell.
We're starting to get it, huh? Headshots coming through from everybody. MongolZ, the one to double down. You've got lower compromise. You've got Brokey not sure where he should head off to, but if Frozen can do something from inside A right here, right now.
I mean, they're going to the place where the CTs are left. Like, they're not split 1-1 right now.
There's a chance he's on the
MOUZ
shadow.
didn't see him.
Now he has.
Oh, and the bomb. Oh, the bomb goes down the ladder. MOUZ is spawning with the bomb.
It's a gift from the heavens.
You can't afford something like this to go wrong, too. Peeled out of heaven.
All the pistol rounds they've posted throughout 2024. A strong start to so many halves. but with their backs against the wall.
Now, it can be a calm situation if they know that they can push ramp off this play. It's a long way from upper to this spot.
You're right.
So smartly they do. Now the question is, are they worried that FaZe are going to make that next move and try to cheat downstairs? And it looks like no. Vent is open for them. Time is ticking. And with that,
they're going to scramble.
Brokey's thinking about going downstairs. They're hoping, though, it's upper still, all the way to the last second.
Everybody's going to have to scramble. Brokey starts to get ahead of this.
Yes, he does.
Obviously, no smoke for the bomb plant to be covered. Brokey's right on those double doors. It's fast steps down control. That's one T cut off.
He can open the door.
You could, but he doesn't. So Nico's now able to get back up, but his head instantly blasted. Snacks has to clutch again. This is his forte. This is what he does. And as he taps away, it's the first one down. He's got 3 points of health, and he's denied. Frozen keeps it cool as ice, and FaZe will rob the pistol.
That is a real big mistake out of MOUZ in heaven, man. I have to say it.
2v4.
2v4, and the bomb dropped at their feet as he peered down the ladder. That was the nightmare situation. If that had turned into a simple upper pop and someone watching the ladder, obviously they would have been safe. But this is pretty much the only way they could have won.
Oh, that much cleaner.
Oh, man. All right, so the interesting story for me is, you know, we saw the 6-3K CT side out of Nico on this map to win a game that they could have lost, right? Beautiful stuff. The best Nuke player on Yard probably in history is Nico with a rifle, but the best Nuke performance that I've ever seen was Rain at Antwerp on a rifle, okay? And the last time that they played, and recently with Nuke, it hasn't been like that. But now, we're at a major, Connor.
And FaZe, they don't lose in semis.
They have never lost a semifinal at a major.
Honestly, trying to take a duel into the garage. So right now, Rain is locked into this angle, will not be able to shuffle out without getting into a gunfight versus MongolZ. Actually, that utility just disrupts things enough in the outer yard for him to slip back. He'll be playing behind blue box instead.
They were waiting for him for so long.
Yep, and he got away squirrely. Rain looks to come back at it. It's actually Frozen with the first blood in this round. Rain just sectioning this off wonderfully. He did such a good job of dodging the threats while taking the fight on his own accord. Snacks, it's a scout, not an op, and it's just off the mark. Easy pickups from these M4s at the distance. Outside, Hunter loses his head. The force buy will net them nothing. Not a single kill versus this FaZe Clan.
And the question will be, is it going to be 2 comebacks that G2 have to muster up if their T side isn't good enough? I mean, they definitely can still win T rounds, right? They have some good T halves. They also have some halves that fall super flat. And just with the looming threat of this being the potential last map for them at the major, how much is that going to add to the pressure of calling? Oh. Ouch. I mean, you can stick your nose in the books and look at FaZe's recent games and everything like that, but
why does it
again,
matter?
It's modern day Nip magic with this team. There's one roster that has it. It's FaZe somehow.
Even after some of the bleakest moments, somehow, some way, they tap back into it. Nico trying to tap a head off someone's shoulders, but CT is going to sit comfortably back.
And you can see the angle that he's holding, specifically if someone walks up.
FaZe know better than to give it to him.
He'll be looking to clear hell. He can hold this off. It's guaranteed information. They're trying to starve G2.
Sure.
Right? They have Deagles, which is heavy artillery. They can only move so slowly, like tanks around the map, looking for their one chance, 1 or 2 shots.
Snack's not being shy about it. He's trying to keep FaZe preoccupied with that A floor, but here's another piece of utility. They've been just layered so well. Smoke after smoke, now a molly. And Rob's obviously pressing this MP9 into the bodies. That frag grenade finds a bit more chip damage. Easy cleanup for a couple of frags, and then Brokey's here to sweep it. One Desert Eagle to connect after Nico's, and it's MongolZ. He's got 3 more to go. And getting his hands onto that M4 could prove a problem for FaZe Clan. He's going to sprint it downstairs. The site is occupied back behind this silo, and he misses his next chance at what could have been maybe a bomb plant if he's lucky. 3-0 FaZe Clan, CT side nuke.
Certainly would have opened up the back of the site, but yeah, if we look at the map right there, FaZe have a good idea of where everyone's going to be. They don't expose anything outside. They bleed the time off the clock, which is their main objective. And by the time it gets over to the ramp, Brokey is ready to Molotov it to support Rops. So everything looks solid for FaZe. Now it's G2's time to respond. Where they've had their best T-side rounds is their upper pops. This is where they can absolutely be fearsome.
Easy duel for Nico.
Nice duel, yeah.
He's pulling one over Rain at the very least, and he uses that as an open invite to sprint down Secret. But it is quickly preoccupied. Robs is here awaiting him. Robs, in fact, gets active, and that's going to cost him. Nico finding a second kill on the round, and we get this instant move from G2 downstairs. Hunter, the only player to sit around up top. MongolZ is going to cut them off, and there is no open rotation here for FaZe without a fight, but they'll win one. And Kerrigan has shown us clean counter-strike.
Wait, there's a lurky battle that's happening outside. I don't think that this round is possible anymore, but no. Okay. It is a matter of Hunter trying to deal with the op that could be back in CT. He has an inkling that Brokey's over here. So this is a great round, obviously, out of Nico. And it's a tactic as well to get the first kill. With the smoke getting blown open, though, that could have been from the CT side. But Nico taking full advantage of that opportunity.
And so we see it here, Launders. A marked improvement out of the gate from the pieces of G2. Nico and MONOZ were quiet as Ancient unfolded. Much better look. The opening moments of Nuke. Again, T-side could be the struggle, but they post one in the fourth.
And I mean, all they need to do is get it slightly close. Nico had over 280 yard his last Nuke map, and it's been a solid map in general for G2.
I feel like calling that performance world-class doesn't do it justice.
Yeah. That's one of his all-time best Nuke performances, yeah.
And as you mentioned, that's really saying with somebody who is so consistent, outer yard, CT side of Nuke.
And I think the only reason that Reigns contends is because it was a grand final, so the circumstances. But in terms of pure raw quality CT side.
And consistency.
And the other thing about Nico's is that there were a lot of lower rotations, right? It wasn't just finding 3 kills outside every time.
Here he goes yet again. Making quick work of the crossover to the red, but
instantly.
He'll be found out. His counterpart all half long shall be Rain. Showers bullets through the smoke. Hunter gets around the corner. This could cause a little awkwardness in the setup, but we do have a player coming back around. Hell, still they miss it. Hunter remains on a swivel. Brokey missed shot. Hunter's gonna try to dive down that offer, and now Snax activates into main. They have flushed a defender up into heaven, and so this road feels open for Hunter if he can best Robs.
Wow. He's looking sharp right now. Yeah, he wants to take this duel. And they're working on getting to heaven, but right now upstairs is honestly fine. Like, we've got a player in Mustang watching his back. One rotation downstairs from Brokey as he starts to dip out.
Rosen sitting up in the rafters.
But I think, like, it feels like G2 realized that this is a bad idea, but a little bit too slowly now, because we're getting Brokey now into an interesting spot to be here at 40 seconds.
Yeah, he's put himself on that perfect line in the sand.
Watch for it, folks. It comes down to this shot. He will have an opportunity for it.
And I don't doubt the headshot capabilities of these AKs, but Brokey missed first chance. That is the
they have to run him down
for G2. That is their invitation to hit this site. And as his hands are busy with util, double doors denied. Bomb hits the ground. Brokey, like a laser, gets himself the second. But you've got MONOZ into the 1v3, looking to move around this bomb site, uncertain as to where they come from. Beautiful. He takes his Rob's head off, and now he scours for that bomb. And as he puts himself over towards Deacon, the fake that could have been, but his hand's busy as Frozen, ice cold, clutches 1v1.
Yeah, another clutch for Frozen in this map already, but this is one where they have a significant advantage, right? If MONOZ wins that, it's a very unlikely spot, but in general, FaZe have control, and they have control, Connor, in a 3-on-4 situation. This time, when they get pushed and delayed through the back of health, that's where it looks a little bit too jumbled up for me when I'm watching G2 work the map. FaZe somehow, with less material, are able to take more space. This is both Snacks and Hunter getting very key kills. And then, I mean, of course, Brokey saves the day here.
Wow.
And this is despite missing his first opportunity to slow them down.
MongolZ-esque in that second kill out of Brokey. But the numbers game push FaZe back into a response. Instant round win right there after G2's first.
Sometimes they'll try to get MOUZ to get through this vent smoke for an early lower advantage. MongolZ smoked out of his opportunity to shoot back against Brokey. They are sharing this smoke, however. Oh, so much pressure across the map. Silent, though.
Get one player in, there's two more to cross.
Oh, it's hard to call this timing, but FaZe, they've got to.
We got Brokey versus MongolZ.
There's it, there it is. They can open up and take lower. Rotations here from Rain.
Trying to throw himself down the vent, does get around the corner first. Will peel the player off, but didn't anticipate that second as fast as maybe he should have. We get frozen into the duel next. He's unable to win his, but Kerrigan somehow is killing players elsewhere.
With an op.
After the MP9 swaps into it, all of a sudden MongolZ is no longer part of this equation. You're gonna have a plant attempt inside of that smoke, and it will go down. Even though it gets exposed right thereafter, Kerrigan double kill on this op, and we have thrust Hunter into a clutch. But to do this on half health, outnumbered by the brightest piece of FaZe Clan's attack back on Ancient, you have Rops here in the mix.
They decide not to smoke the bomb. That's the one smoke they've got. Hunter has this door to work with. Is it going to be Kerrigan to cover with the op? He's on 3 kills looking for 4.
Surely not. We've got a nade for the doorway. That's going to expose it. Kerrigan gets off the defuse. Now he has to stick this. Hunter's going to swing down, but the bomb diffuse is close, and he'll get it. The coverage from Rops off the back line.
Oh, it's a little awkward in that last moment. Control smokes just enough. Kerrigan's 3K works. The rotations are fast enough. G2 lose another position that actually looks pretty promising for them.
Kerrigan somehow getting an MP9 kill versus MongolZ, and then getting his off for the double.
Oh my God.
Seems to have just somehow split in between them. Or was it a flank out from lobby?
I mean, that was just, and that was a pretty done situation for Hunter with the smoke on control with the time left over. He was hoping it would come up, but miscalculated. FaZe up 5-1.
My God.
MOUZ yet to get on the board in this match.
We saw him slamming desks on Nuke versus Heroic 2. We saw what that series led him to. We've got Frozen on the top of Pup. We've got Tech9 bursting through. The defense falls. Rock slides out from him. Rain is off of main. Double kill from him, but Nico's Deagle connects. And you've got Brokey up next. In with the rifle, down the ladder, has to dodge away.
It's scary for them, though. He's got a full kit of utility.
Look at the speed here.
Damage.
Massive.
Damage is really heavy. Oh, that nade.
He opens it up. Snack shuts this down. Tech9 from G2.
Okay, again, it's the upper pops, right? When we talk about the real strength of G2, it's being able to surmise 3 entries with no response. Rops is the only one to come through to get the kills to make that viable, but ultimately, G2 have to rely on rounds like this, but whatever gets them through this T side is all they care about. It might look like a bad start, but in terms of the ratio of rounds, they're still on pace. They have a chance here to take out FaZe on pistols. Great round for G2 to win because they were saving at the same time.
Just like that, FaZe on their toes. Teetering is this T side from G2 to just run rampant with some few rounds, but right now these pistols are going to try to deal with Nico.
Oh my God, it's perfect timing. They
Hold
see
on,
nothing
man.
out in yard. The T's are going to move right away.
We have literally watched G2 lose to USPs and a P250 on this very map.
I mean, Kerrigan confirms the action. They're not really in a position to retake, obviously, but
Still this Desert Eagle running around with Rain. There is an AK on the field in the hands of Frozen. This 4-player pack from FaZe in position lower. There's the peek from the USP, dealt with swiftly by MOUZ. sure, he's low, but they line up, and then that rifle gets into the mix. It's a little bit costly, but not nearly enough.
Yeah.
G2 won't fumble this one.
Yeah, it looks scary, but they exchange the information outside for G2, knowing that there isn't some sort of stack towards the ramp. They can run it and get downstairs quickly. G2 still very much in this game. It's not been the most beautiful string of rounds, but now they have a chance to take advantage of another low buy.
We get more of a crush. Looks like an aggressive swing into the trophy room. MongolZ, easy track on the first kill, but his teammates have to deal with HUD, so the CT still join forces. Jumping around. MP9s continue to tear flesh off bone, and we go 3v2 for FaZe.
Uh-oh.
Forced is this fight. Taken is Nico's head, and desperate is a 6 HP Snacks.
Man, it's 3 kills again for Rops.
It's a flashback to that USP round I just mentioned from Heroic.
Yep.
Nearly mirrored, but improved with MP9s.
Why that happened? Sometimes if you know that they're going to crush lobby from a ramp and hut and squeaky push, the best way to play it is actually not to play too many players inside of lobby. It's to play one spotting so you're not too claustrophobic. Because that's why you do lobby crushes. You can squeeze a lot of space fast. And in this spot, obviously, there weren't too many players from G2. Oh, and Ross, that's a 4th on this round.
Huge.
There weren't too many players from G2 inside the lobby, but then FaZe kept going and killed them in the hallway to enter the lobby to pick up the pieces that were lost.
One of those situations where you don't want MongolZ's death to be in vain, but had you just cut your losses sooner, they could have stayed in spawn. CT's unable to push beyond that. Yeah. They get roped into a fight that gets real stringy.
They sort of lose track of exactly how far FaZe have got. But you know, that's FaZe with follow through on their punch, right? They're not coming in for a cute pick. They're coming in on a round where they're here to destroy anybody who's around. They want to pick up guns.
Hell yeah.
You know, they're happy to push.
I mean, they play that round with the same tempo G2 threw out that upper Tech 9 hit.
Man, this is wild because that's obviously a round that G2 should have won, and they've already won one round like that, but it would have put FaZe in a buy-safe situation.
Sure.
They could have more than recovered the half off of it.
All Kerrigan just did was cancel out that one mishap upper. We get deep smokes from the CTs.
Dude, they keep using this tactic, and Nico keeps running into it. He caught Rain off guard once, but overall, the fast outside crosses are obvious to FaZe.
Regardless of the Nico death, we do still have footing lower for the T's. And more to come. Shots astray from Heaven. It is going to be Kerrigan to pick up the mantle here, rotating down into what is a 3-player pack. Of course, unconfirmed. Will he be ready for all? You'd think surely not. And they'll be cautious about their approach, putting a boost up on the corner. CT pieces elsewhere, of course, still sitting upstairs. Kerrigan takes this into his own hands. There's the barrel, confirmation, spray. Now they come at him, and he will track Snacks on the jump.
Yeah, this post-spotted bomb there. Walk out here, and Squeaky, this could be huge for MOUZ.
One down from ramp is Rops. Meanwhile, we have to watch this MOUZ fight upper.
Why is Frozen being so careful, man? He is really watching for this, but MOUZ surely. Oh, he missed it.
Yeah,
okay.
Finds it in the end. Misses the shot for a second and recovers.
But they're going to come back upstairs.
Of course.
Yeah.
Opens the invitation through the vent, and that just gets FaZe out-rotated as they sit down on that lower site like fools. Broky's dual Berettas burned out from Heaven.
They're actually worried about someone in here.
Will FaZe actually throw this back at the A site for the retake?
2 mollies and a smoke to use.
Rain is yet to reload. That's going to make this gunfight awkward. 8 bullets, but at the moment, you've only got 2 of these T's in here. That third piece in Hunter is still all the way back on lobby, so now that Molotov's gonna keep him off. MongolZ gets flustered, burned down to the back of the site. Odyssey from down beneath can't hit his headshots, and so good thing Hunter takes the other road. Rops is looking for that bomb, and Hunter has it right ahead of him, so he has to tap it once. And with that fake, this round goes the way of G2.
Okay.
Nothing Rops can do about it, but it comes at a cost.
And that's the best mid-round so far. They really took full advantage of MOUZ getting out in that spot, and it really felt like it could be a lower hit, especially with 3-spotted with the bomb. So nice one for G2 here. I think throughout Ancient we saw nothing but good mid-rounds out of FaZe. It's nice to be able to say that for G2. And you know what? With that 5th kill, it's going to be extremely expensive here. A lot hinges in this half on this round right now as G2 go for broke.
And we go back and forth economically. Nothing is seemingly stable.
Again, with the outside crosses that Rain's watching for, this time a new variation on the smokes. And Rain puts himself into a new position.
He's, though, going to push through that deeper wall. No problem. Oh, head spotted. And he tracks it. Wow.
That's a mistake.
Wonderful rifle control out of Rops. Does it queue up Rain to make the next play?
He doesn't ride on the inside of that smoke and thinks that Rain is his only threat on the cross. But of course, they've tried this so many times.
Frozen going to play it a little more cautiously than Kerrigan did last time. This was compromised, just jump spotting, and he sees it. He will take up a position backside instead.
Now we have to watch this interaction between MOUZ and if he's going to come out of the ramp, because that's the next help beyond Brokey for lower.
Still floating around in lobby at the moment is MOUZ. Downstairs, Brokey takes an angle. Because Frozen's played it cautious, Brokey will get one shot and a huge shadow advantage. MongolZ made easy. Brokey, for second servings, sticks around. This is a dangerous game to play. All of a sudden, you're going to have players barreling out, so they think. But in reality, MOUZ still sniffing out this upper hit. And it is all on Kerrigan to hold it on his own. With just a 5-7, his position gets red. And MOUZ has opened up the door yet again. There is a chase through the vents. There's that fight here for Rain. It is a squeezed T-side in sight. But it is still bombed down. Retake to come through. Easy slice for MOUZ. He is doing it again. When push comes to shove, the Guatemalan steps up. And he keeps his head down as the CT drops back sight. 2 more up in heaven. Deal with him. Spray from Hunter's not good. FaZe retake this time.
They tried to dress that one up a little bit differently, but they had the same plan for how that round was supposed to finish. But FaZe were ahead of it, and they kept material high, and they hit their shots. Brokey in control there with Rops beside him, and they pick up 7. It's been just such a strong showing from FaZe in general in this half. There have been missteps here from both teams, and to be honest, even still, if G2 pick up 5, it's good, but look what's happening to Nico outside. You know, that fast play through the default across the secret is really losing its luster. I think it's becoming more obvious. FaZe clearly game planned before this match started for this exact tactic, and Rain in the kill matrix has come out ahead more times than not. And now Rob's even helping out too. So what did G2 want to do to try to keep things different?
Final attempt on this T side before maybe Nico can stand in that spotlight. He has been bruised. And what was once momentum ripped out of their hands. FaZe go tit for tat on the force buys. Frozen able to get that first kill. There is a challenge still through Squeaky. Frozen has allowed 2 players to go downstairs.
Yeah, Bomb gets down there, and look who's here to cut him off, MongolZ.
It's just the Galil, it's 2 CTs, and the flashbang gets his crosshair off the angle. They sweep away him. All the while, Snack's just gonna go for that instantaneous bomb plant. His teammates are not nearby to help him. This is not a clutch, but it is still a key position, and it could turn into a 1vx. An unwinnable, unthinkable moment here for Snack's as he remains alone. He steps up with the first Tech 9 and a second tap. Further damage into Rops. Hunter again removed from that bomb, and still there is a player who waits. Frozen slowly down those vents, and G2 need Hunter now.
Okay, Hunter.
He gets tapped from the back, shot down by Frozen, and FaZe will establish their 8th.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. Look at that half out of FaZe. Surviving getting Nico in a really inopportune moment. Rob's at the top of the board once again. Solid rotations here for FaZe, beating the nuke stats that they've got as expected after map 1. It really felt like before this map started, though a lot of games in playoffs right now have been stomp from the other team into, you know, a close third map or maybe even another stomp, but I don't know if that's going to happen again here for G2. We're not saying MongolZ's name much this game, and the heroics that we saw from Nico on CT side are now not just hoped for, they're demanded for G2 as they attempt to stage this comeback. 6 3Ks on CT side last time. The best CT side nuke of the major, one of his best in history, and they need him to do it twice.
Nico said in an HLTV interview yesterday after that matchup that he couldn't even remember what happened on the Nuke, but once he had that Deagle triple kill, everything just felt like flow state. He took every fight he could, he was aggressive and in their faces, and he wanted them to feel like the disrespect was very much there. Is he going to have one of those moments to kickstart this side? Because he is 5 and 10 coming into it, and if anybody's going to disrespect, it is FaZe with a straight up upper hit. Hunter from the back of the site, dual Berettas in hand, Snacks here to help. And it again is the support pieces to get the job done. Yay. It's a full house between Snacks and Hunter, and the FaZe attempt falters.
Okay, very nice. This is the first step on this slightly long road back to the comeback, but here on CT, again, they've got a lot of good things to look forward to. Nice round out of Hunter, backside. Interrupting utility, hitting his shots, and multi-killing with Snacks above him.
Yeah, Snacks really putting himself in a great spot to get Hunter into sectioned off 1v1s. Hunter never facing more than one target at once. Momentum out of the gate for G2. That waning success in pistol rounds starting to grow into a dark cloud above this G2 squad. Not in this series. And not with a bye like this. FaZe, no chance at breaking through this defense.
Whenever Connor says that, it's a bad sign, I won't lie.
Flash comes through, Snacks from the top. Easy mode down from the heavens, off one.
Jesus, you threw him the easy right there. Easy mow down from heaven.
Easy-ish. They survive with 3 here. G2 cut that down to a 2-round lead.
Yes. And if you're just watching CS for the first time, of course, this map does lean CT side. The map leans G2 in general.
If you're watching CS for the first time, where the hell you been?
Where the hell you been, man? You're missing out on a lot, but at the same time, you're coming in at a great moment.
Yeah.
This playoffs has been stacked. The story's been immense. It's the first 2 majors in CS2 have absolutely delivered on all fronts in that regard.
Again, they're going to try with a bit of tempo, huh? Frozen instantly into what could have been a Hunt duel. Blinded is the player backside, but fine is Hunter above him. Oh, and Snack takes the head off the player lower. Nico right up the face. It is a slaughter yet again.
Oh man, shout out to Snack and Hunter as a combo upper. Ironclad hold. Made that perfectly easy for Nico to watch the smoke walk out. And you can see from that molly, you couldn't stand up there on Hunt. Committed to that spot, but with Snacks right there behind him, he was safe.
This defense looking well tethered. We praised that game plan from FaZe. We said that they were successfully zoning Nico as he attempted his T side, but we're gonna have to see something a little more spectacular than these flat A smashes.
When we talk about individual players' goals, you know, we always assume like their goal is to be the best player they can be to win the major. I have never heard Hunter say anything else except for my goal is to help Nico win a major.
Yes.
Not even for himself.
Exactly.
It was his dream in the first place to play with Nico. In fact, that's where it stopped. A player himself who has multiple top 20 appearances.
Easy pickups for MongolZ at this distance. Couple pistol taps. MOUZ is here to add some to the tally. So unfortunately, this one scout out of Kerrigan, not going to get anything going. G2 ready to tie this game up early before Nico has even really had to step up into the gauntlet of this CT side.
Careful, never know who your neighbors are.
Frozen time limited here, desperate. Done.
Taken out. Tie game. Looking to hold their heads high here at G2. After getting trounced in the first map, we finally see smiles on their faces.
Those are Nico chance
again.
Is it
Nico chance again? Yeah, Nico.
This fandom has been real here in Shanghai. We all anticipated the MongolZ show, but in some of those absent maps, Nico takes up the spotlight and right now takes up a key position behind Red outer. Smoked off from his teammates, but still that looming threat. for FaZe to have to deal with. Attention drawn over to the smokes. That's going to prime Nico, you think, for a peek. He buys time slightly, goes down, and will only bring one with him. It is a quick enough trade from Frozen and an instant move from Rain to sprint over. If they think that Incendiary stops someone, they are wrong.
No tags, nothing heard, no one playing a leash to listen to Rain running downstairs, but just in case, slowing down to a crawl. Nuke has always been the map to bring the most out of the best players. Usually offers. This is where you get tested in Tier 1. You've got to be able to win Nuke. But the special part about it is definitely the riflers. Players like Rain and Nico have innovated their positions more than anyone else.
Outside, but MongolZ peeking with a util in hand. They seem very wary of this A hit, and they're not wrong about it. We've got two players to come barreling out front of the hut, both denied.
Crushed by Snax.
Dude, Snax off this top rope is just over.
Are you serious?
He just continues to tear them apart. 3 players dead, Robs into the clutch, 2 kills deep. Wide swing, and he didn't quite see him. Hunter lucky to blend into the wall.
Yes, he had his camo on, Hunter.
Comes out from the bushes to put G2 on a 1-round lead.
Oh, that was definitely a scary moment, but shout out to Snax for that hold.
Snax is right there in the thick of it. He holds on A site throughout this defensive half. And Snax's name there each and every time. He is on the brink of catching up to Hunter at the top of the board for G2.
And even in the first half where he was struggling to sort of meet as many deaths as he was getting key kills. You could see them. His aim was good, and honestly, even on Ancient, even though that was an overall bad map for the team, he looked like he was ready to step up to the challenge. Snax's first major here in a G2 jersey. And that's where it's not a meme that he's won one before, even if it was a long time ago. The one thing that hasn't changed in the last 10 years is the pressure. Nothing means more than the major.
That AK, that one rifle here for FaZe sits on top of Silo, and it just missed its chance. Clipping Nico's wings as he posts up inside of Garage. And Rob's providing Overwatch has allowed FaZe to move all these pieces over towards Secret Stairs. All 4 players, barring Rops, ready to hit downstairs.
Man, if they don't have somebody ready at ramp to replace... Okay, there we go. MOUZ is already lower here to meet them.
Running. They're coming in. His spray is only good for the 1.
You know, they got this message a little late. I mean, the walk-up was so silent. Incognito mode here for FaZe Clan as they get this bomb planted, and Rops is still in a lurking position. Hunter, what a shot!
Back-to-back denials for Rops out of the hands of Hunter. Sure, the numbers downstairs have caught G2 off guard.
Nico has the key utility, Molly and Smoke.
4-player secret sneak into the post plant. Kerrigan's Tech 9 ready to rear. Molotov ahead of it. Defense starts to move out through the doorway. Kerrigan still goes unnoticed, but he gets swept away swiftly by Snax. We've got Brokey to give himself a flash into the AK, trying to get on top of the bomb. They will do so with time. Snax a part of this retake. Everybody here for G2, their lead grows.
Absolutely. Snax and Hunter taking over to lead G2 to a 3rd map. That's what they're looking for. And it's a little bit of a worrying sign here, obviously, when FaZe get to control side with that many players, and MOUZ has only just moved in to a good position to hold it. But they don't lose this round.
What a round to keep you on your toes, though. What's supposed to be this impenetrable CT side. Just had 4 players catch it off guard. And that Brokey flashbang was pretty damn close to denying a bomb defuse.
When are we going to have the MongolZ moment?
Before or after a Nico pop-off. Both feel inevitable, both yet to be seen. MOUZ primed for the secret peek as Nico takes up the same spot as last round. This sea of smoke grenades keeps everybody cautious. And Rain spotted has to reveal himself. Nico yet again does not activate. And unlike Rop's last round, it is now frozen to take up a more passive position, sitting still on top of main.
It's very heavy resources right now towards outer, right? In Nico's position, it's hard to rotate out if you think someone's top mini on silo, and with his lower rotation getting pushed back, the commitment on this side of the map means they're probably worried about ramp. The bomb is still here in lobby, they're waiting for pushes, but they don't know Nico's here, so that's one thing that G2 have going for them.
Like a statue.
Frozen waited this out. Oh, finally spotted. Whoa, what a clear.
That's what we're talking about. That instant Nico headshot, but he's unable to double down. Snacks on the front of the site will be exposed to Hunt. Can't run. Hunter can. Gets off his position. Beautiful spam. It actually sets up Rops to get the kill out from Hunt. MongolZ's eyes from up above find nothing for the time being.
Yeah,
and time is the issue. 20 to the clock as bomb will be on the front of his site. Rain ends up running it to the back. They have been caged by what is left of G2. MOUZ on one end and MongolZ up above him. Rops was lights out all series long. And if these CTs don't come at it at the right time, if they can't section him off, watch this. MongolZ first, goes for the jump spot. A little bit of damage, but yet to get cracked. And we have MOUZ closing that distance. Rops tries to puff his chest, tries to get them to fall back. MongolZ point, but here goes Rops.
No.
Around the front of the site, both CTs outplayed, but he dies. He falls, and as they swoop onto bomb, it's G2 to take 11.
Oh, another chance that is so close. Could have come down to the wire right there, but very careful for MongolZ up in heaven to never give up that kill, forcing Rops to turn attention to the front of the site. Scary moment for G2, but another disaster averted. Keeping FaZe at arm's reach, forcing them to use another tac pause. It's interesting, we're watching Rops actually get better at some of the opening kills and the closing moments where, you know, the unlikely clutch, but for a player that's hitting 20 kills a game now, those ones are slowly getting a little bit away from him. Not to say it'd be easy versus a team like G2. But, oh man, that kill from Nico is unreal.
That spam that comes through main to get the second kill for Rops.
Yeah.
Hunter gets turned around because of it. And so nearly able to outmaneuver those last two, but not enough.
Just the perfect amount of pressure right there for G2. Another buy comes in, and G2 have been kept slightly honest, but they've still got thriving bank accounts. I think it's in the key moments that we look at Snacks actually fragging that make these positions look comfortable for G2.
How unexpected, and yet how welcomed.
Hunter as well.
Nico will maintain. Does he run this risk? Oh, the timing
they're
will be
watching
critical.
it. Wow.
You saw Frozen for a second had his back turned, and there was a third player as well for FaZe about to come through that smoke, but they try it on two different halves of the map, and MongolZ will not fall victim to such silly games. Rops is unable to snap that shot over. We go 3v3.
Oh,
that advantage here for FaZe. Doors open into the site. Hunter has to turn, but can't do it fast enough. It is Rain again with a critical kill.
Okay, MongolZ stepping up to the plate. He's got the up in the 1v2. There's still time here on the rifle.
Frozen gonna be planting that bomb. MongolZ has to think, does he want to challenge yet? No. Can't just throw his life away. Can't just go through smoke. So now vision regained.
One
and of course,
flash.
one player sits on top. Rain. The shower that could just wash away the hopes of MongolZ as he quietly steps ever closer to this site, predicting as he hears that jump shot. Then they peek and oh, they give it up. They give it up.
I mean, they did a perfect swing, high and low setup, exactly where MongolZ was. I mean, that's actually a classy play out of FaZe. Maximum pressure and a nice kill at least.
Not afraid.
But yeah, not afraid, and they set it up perfectly, so. Man, Hunter tried his best here to make do with the pieces, but to be honest, Frozen, his awareness was beautiful.
Really appreciate that double up inside of the squeaky doorway, trading out, trying to keep forward presence on an A site, but one that otherwise still crumbles.
Again, still enough money to make all the purchases they need on G2.
What a high-level round of Counter-Strike, though. 6 consecutive trade frags in that round, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
That's what makes FaZe games so exciting, is the way that they bring new looks to their defaults, and everybody has liberties. You know, it was Kerrigan who said, I want wide swings. I want over peaks. I want people to play with confidence.
Yeah, he said, I want the hardest run possible at this major.
And this is what he's getting. FaZe are their toughest opponent. Now this is a round where you really want to make G2 sweat, because
trust me, they are.
This is most of their money. But conversely, G2 could win almost exclusively off this round. FaZe going for broke.
Nathan Sales just a little too far.
Oh man. MongolZ is close to reloading. They are ready to run in front of that. And, oh, he just dies instantly.
Oh God.
There's no one here to support, man.
Kerrigan already down to the base of ramp. You can see CT scrambling.
No squeaky lurk in place. They're actually worried about it.
MongolZ dies with nothing. You've got the bomb here on Rain. Cautious, of course, still.
Oh my God, look, the utility. They don't have anything. They really got to hope that G2 aren't here to stop the plant, and they are actually right that there isn't. Wow, yeah, they've got G2 sweating. They're worried about this. My goodness. They have a fair bit of utility. They have kits to work with, but this is a round where ammo is a resource, and FaZe, we're in a position where they couldn't play a long drawn-out one. They can't do multi-fakes. They couldn't even take outside control into anything else. They didn't have the utility to do it. So MongolZ using that ammo was just enough for them to say, all right, let's attack. You know, if he mollies shallow there, they don't swing. They'll only swing behind that. When he mollies deep and they're that pressed up against the glass and they've heard him shoot some ammo, they're gonna jump on that attack. You could call it lucky, but they created the opportunity. In a game of probabilities, it's all about creating as many chances as possible. And FaZe somehow, even on Nuke, are able to keep up with G2. The lead was one thing out of the first half, but it was always about whether or not they could close on T side.
Looks like m0NESY's gonna look to enact a bit of revenge here with MongolZ. The timing's quick.
This kind of prophylaxis is the best way to deal with a problem that would happen later. They have trophy control.
Fight first. How far do you fight? What sort of a chance do you give? There are plenty of players inside of this lobby. MongolZ is gonna find them caught off guard. Nobody's looking. MongolZ, oh, he only gets the one. Do they still activate? Will they test snacks? They pause for a moment. We praise those mid-round calls. Can Kerrigan keep everybody calm?
When m0NESY dips out, FaZe will reset now. And G2 are trying to figure out what they're gonna do.
If anything now, you've lost your original ramp player. Sure, Kerrigan calling from the sidelines, but you have Snacks sitting on a quarter health. Desperate here next to Hunter. A Molotov to be thrown out by Frozen. Players already coming out through the door. Ruff able to hang on. Snacks burned off his perch. Rain's able to get the second entry, but here comes He turns his guillotine against them, and m0NESY right there to clutch. Step not into his monocle. That's where G2 have their 12th.
16 and 14 off that round. One kill from the top, but that is the meat of the work done by Nico. Not the first time he's helped out in an upper hold from that position.
Same spot, bigger outcome.
Scary when their key players and Snacks and Hunter are the two to die without their kills. But who better than the two biggest, most consistent stars of G2 to close that one out?
In a questionable Nico half, all things considered. 10 kills prior to that triple. Better late than never.
And Snacks, man, pushed out in Hut in a round like this.
Just like last round, MongolZ goes for trophy room. This time Snacks is gonna take over front Hut. And so maybe G2 starting to feel like push has come to shove and they have to fight back.
The walkout's coming slowly, but they have made it just in time for those smokes. In exchange, they make some noise, but Rops has vent control as well. Is this going to be another situation where G2 are slow to rotate, but Rops is sitting in the vent? Once he clears control steps, is he just going to go back? Yeah, surely. Frozen's outside as well. G2, they don't know what's happening.
Moving pieces around.
They're still holding for lurks. Oh, okay.
Holding.
But to be honest, Frozen was the, extra spot, extra piece.
Not nearly a key part of what is to come here for FaZe. They don't just limp out onto that site. 4 players flood through single door. Utility is non-existent here in the post plant for FaZe. G2 on the brink of a map 2 win.
That position can be so powerful, but now it's Kerrigan inside the vent.
5v4 called forward for the retake. How will Snax get down this vent and when? First, it looks like the ramp engagement will happen. They sent the artillery to try to soften that back line. We get 2 kills here out of FaZe. Now they have the edge, or so they had. MongolZ finds his, Rain takes it back, and it opens the door again for Hunter, but denied as they turn. And as they turn on both ends of this bomb site, FaZe push up the distance in regulation.
They're giving us all 24 rounds here on Nuke. And look at that money, folks. It's this moment they allow FaZe to cross outside with 3 players while they have Rops already snuck downstairs. No timing called. They do not rotate through ramp to cover this. They don't get in position in dark. And actually the dark molly gets missed. There was an opportunity there for G2 to take advantage of this, but they just did not have the comms to feel comfortable making that raid. This is a sore spot on the map for G2. And like the prophylaxis we saw with the trophy push that helped them get the flank on the upper pop that last round, they can start secret here like they have a couple of times before and not worry so much about Nico playing in a liege, holding for mini wraps, because that hasn't happened yet. But rounds like this are where Kerrigan can be the scariest. T side versus a buy that's low. Accumulating all the information for all of the adjustments the CTs have made.
This fine-tuned war machine looks to rear one more time, and it's a beautiful trade frag from Nico. Completely different position than you'd expect. He's hyper aware of the threat of more players in lobby, but there's a bit of caution here offered by FaZe. They let him get his hands on the AK. They don't just come barreling at him for the trade frag.
They can already smell the lack of money, but who better to pick up that gun than Nico? A massive upgrade from the MP9. Wow, this is unbelievable. They've got 4 walking outside, nobody holding lobby.
What's that, util?
No lurks inside of the ramps.
Can MongolZ do it right now without the trusty op? Yes, he peeks in, but he doesn't finish. Kerrigan, Nate's gonna have his name on it.
And he's being hunted down from the side.
He hears it.
It's a bad spray.
Unable to stop Rain. We go man advantage FaZe. Nico's gonna be drawn back from the positioning he established so early on.
But what was the contingency plan? Without lobby control, they can't really change up. 35 seconds, Kerrigan's coming back to rediscover whether or not there's been a push.
Back turned, back turned.
Wait, his timing could be everything, Kerrigan!
Able to sweep away Hunter. Snax now to come out from the vent. Snax has been so key, but he will go down with nothing. And Nico looks to recover from a spot that haunts his dreams. A flash into the backside. Molly at the feet of the planter. Into the fight he'll go, but no, not today. Not versus FaZe. Kerrigan forces OT.
You almost never see FaZe operate like that in the mid-round. 4 players, no flank watch, no lurk in place, and it's Kerrigan to come back at the perfect moment to the lobby to get the kill that makes the difference.
Damn right it does, because what if Snax is set up by Hunter inside of Squeaky? How foolish Snax looks in contrast.
They were confused why no one was there waiting when FaZe expanded for space outside.
And MongolZ missed his spray.
MongolZ had more than a miss there. That was a really rough spray on an M4. And it does. Only thing that matters is the round score at the top, but right now that is the exact problem for G2. He's been bought time at this major, and this is a very sort of unbecoming event for him, but also unlikely. We haven't seen poor performances over the course of a week, and it's not been poor by any means. A 1.30. It's a dreamlike scoreline and rating for almost every player, but not the player going for #1. Not the player that has been helping NiKo bring trophies to G2 this year. Not when you get sprays like that.
NiKo instantly in behind Red. They're gonna try to fight Outer. Honestly, here with him, you've got that op in the back of Garage, you got the rifle tucked behind Red. Smoke over top. But NiKo's still out on this island. Now effectively divided, and Rob's successful in his opening endeavor again. He is the star of the show tonight.
They hold the same way for him.
Totally denied. Absolutely prepped for the NiKo fight, round after round, half after half. Sides be damned. This is FaZe Clan.
Some people say this is NiKo's last chance to win a major. If he leaves this team and MongolZ beside him on this last dance, he knows just as well as everyone in the second half of his career, the chances will be few and far between. Here we are in overtime of map 2, and FaZe could be the team they destroyed all year long, could be the team to take this away from them.
Snacks will find nothing, empty-handed, and it looks like this overtime round has nothing for G2 to be proud of. Absolutely pulled apart every fight prepared for. We don't see how Robs kicks it off, but I can guarantee you it's clean, because his sprays and his headshots have been so accurate all series long.
For Hunter to want to do this for NiKo, his only dream to play with his cousin, his brother.
And Robs is gonna put him down just like he does all the others. Triple kill for Robs.
For him to lose this chance might be him never getting this chance again. Worked so hard to get on this team to play alongside NiKo, and they have had incredible moments. IGL agnostic, Snacks, Hooksy, whoever, they have picked up chips along the way. But still, none stand more important than the major.
You can think of that moment as Hunter and NiKo step forward in Katowice to hoist that trophy. Tears in NiKo's eyes for the only time in his career. But not the major. Fan favorites.
He still, to this day, as mentioned in that documentary, thinks about Boston, and you cannot even blame him for that. The fashion in which they lost. And here he stands versus FaZe Clan in a last dance versus G2, the team that he was playing on at that major, potentially erasing this final opportunity. But you know what? Earning it. FaZe Clan. How incredible is it that they've made this T-side comeback, that they even bring G2 to the brink of destruction on Nuke after destroying them on map 1, after the form that they've showed. The team that almost didn't get into playoffs because of Furia.
Now just 3 rounds away. It's as simple as that. Robs has not been able to find his opening kill as swiftly in the last round. But it's not like we can look at any piece of this map and praise G2 for control. They continue to play on the back foot. Snacks given a chance. Here from Heaven will find a range.
Okay.
It's a long-range M4 shot, but it's an establishing 5v4, and he has established success for G2 throughout this CT side.
Absolutely,
He
with
was
headshots.
essential inside of that A site on the defense in holding back FaZe.
But the lower rotations have been slower.
Yes. They have left a lot to be desired, but right now NiKo's already down here, and he puts that smoke ahead of them.
But you know what? If they were confident in this, well, holding on to ramp is also the other half of this, and Robs has to time his lurk perfectly, but this isn't going to be an explode through ramp, right? He's solo. That means he can really take his time with it, and if they look to vent, if they look to vent for this play,
NiKo's not going to give him that space. trying to keep his head down. He will retreat.
They're making him go back, but what's Kerrigan up to?
Nade behind in case the chase. Rops, it's a chance. Oh, it's two, and both escape him. Nico from the rafters with nothing but a fast peek out of MongolZ.
Oh, that
Haven't
kills
had to
everything.
say his name. 4v2 is taken.
No, there's upstairs.
Oh no!
He can plant the bomb.
It's gonna go down front sight, and we got Brokey and Kerrigan shoulder to shoulder in what could be a crushing clutch. MOUZ, Snacks, MongolZ. They are the remnants. They are what remain of a retake demanded to keep FaZe off a clean streak in OT. And so they're gonna double up into the heavens. And these CTs work not with tools, but rather just their rifles. Brokey's gonna cut MOUZ off the play. He's been so clutch, but not this time.
There it is.
For Kerrigan neither, because it's Snacks to take to the top.
There's Snacks with 20. Chews them up like dog toys. 13-13 here. Beautiful retake out of him. It looked to get scary when it was a 3v2 and FaZe got the first kill, but they recovered. What an attempt, though, to get back upstairs.
Straight trade.
This is at the heart of FaZe, keeping options open this late into the round. It doesn't seem like anybody else could have figured this out.
Man, Hunter getting floored by that vent take. Whew. Robs missing chance. All the godly accomplishments of these two teams, but we're starting to see pressure hit the surfer.
Yeah.
MongolZ missed sprays, Robs missed moments.
And all due respect, that's Robs on 27 kills. He
Of
has
course.
done a lot of work this game.
And he's gonna have to do more. Neither team wanting to go down. Battle of the gods on Nuke.
Oh, and there goes Robs again.
Who else? Snacks establish. We get this rotation down from Nico. He found nothing in that round prior. In a world of 3Ks 24 hours ago, dies on B empty-handed. But you have given MongolZ a chance to position on a critical line.
This is actually, I think, a beautiful move in this spot.
Completely left to his own devices.
With numbers up, it certainly feels like somebody could walk into this. If they're not worried about late big garage as they start to throw some of this utility, oh my
just
goodness.
missed it.
But surely he heard that.
He sees it now.
Oh, opportunity lost. How do they hunt him down?
Trying to jump in at him, multiple players at the same time. MongolZ can't get around, missed movement, still he's got this chance. Flash will find him, no follow-up. It looks awkward.
Wait,
it
no.
doesn't look like MongolZ.
MOUZ! No.
Blasted.
Behind the stairs. He'll have to take a seat and watch this from the sidelines. We've got 3 Ts looking for a new round.
In such a tight-knit back-and-forth affair, a
Wait,
3v5 cannot be afforded.
But are they working back upstairs? Brokey could get caught with the bomb right here, right now.
Nico's gonna find his duel, fires a few shots, isn't able to stop it. Snacks from the backside, A-sights his. Hunter hides in the bushes, ready to chop this head off, ready to make a trophy, but denied. Nade to the back of the site here from Nico. The wall bangs off the mark. Rain pours down from the top, and it's 2 rounds FaZe in OT.
2 rounds for FaZe in overtime, and you see a crack in the smile from Rain.
They exchange nades, but Rain rails him. Nico hoping that Molotov would fluster him out, but it just doesn't happen. No one presents, and it's perfect cover from Rain.
FaZe lost the vitality 4 times in a row, and they had to say nobody beats FaZe 5 times in a row. Now they go on to play G2, the hardest side of the bracket, their stiffest competition in particular, and they have to say nobody beats FaZe 6 times in a row. That's how many series that G2 have over them. And here we are as FaZe switch over to their better half on CT, looking to close out on Nuke. We learned from Kerrigan in his career that the pressure never stops mounting, even when you get your chip, even when you get Antwerp. You can fall in Copenhagen. You have to prove it every single time you showed up. But he's someone who's already proved it once. We aren't even in grand finals.
Nico's T-sides have been muted throughout these playoffs, and it is a huge ask of him to go again. He tries to pick up the timing. It is instantaneous. 5v3. FaZe Clan have mopped G2 outside.
It's the first new look from Nico as he goes for the run boost, and they still catch that.
Throughout all of regulation, muzzled in his attempts outside, and now 2 more frags. This is a FaZe Clan that is now 1 kill and a further step away from Grand Finals. Snax trying to do everything he can. 10 years since he himself won the major. And he will have to dig deeper than ever to keep him and the deadliest duo that we may have seen.
Maybe my favorite, Connor. Watching MongolZ and Nico, it feels new, but that doesn't take away from the amount of exciting moments that we have had put together between these 2 players. It's been an amazing journey, and you can absolutely credit Nico for a lot of the development that MongolZ has had. But this is competition, and it never gets easier.
The shots. The smoke in front of it. Robs disrespects that, and still MongolZ can't catch him, because obviously caught off guard. Brokey tries to stick his sniper into the blown open door. There is so much pressure just on these lobby players to try and survive, let alone get this round rolling.
Everybody knows what this means. Every kill could be the one that swings their advantage to close this game out here and now. What is the golden call for G2? Look at the crowding here of FaZe inside. They are matching the exact energy that G2 have. They are ready to rotate over to ramp if it ends up going that way, if there's a fake. They're watching this. This could be it.
Robs on top, dies instantly. MOUZ finally getting his revenge. Rain's not able to multi-frag, so Kerrigan himself slides through, and they're able to jump down. They're gonna put some pressure on this lower site. We have seen spectacular moments from Brokey on this doorway.
No.
The first one this time's free. MongolZ makes a misstep, a mistake that could cost him more than he can imagine. As his rifler is set to depart, he has to watch from the sidelines. Snax will be rewarded. 2v3 pays off. Frozen from the control panel, and a missed chance from Brokey reopens the hopes here of G2.
Time, they have to plant this
Fake
bomb.
plant. It's great, but Snax is greater.
He has the final word. Snax in one of his best maps ever on a G2 jersey when it matters the most. 24 and a final op shot to give G2 a chance at another overtime. That one went to ramp, Connor, and that one was one where FaZe were not playing secret. They were not playing big garage. They were not playing back CT. They were waiting for an upper pop or ramp. They had pieces in place. G2 absolutely had to frag their way out of that, and they did.
Counter-Strike's forte is its history. That was a tale we said as Mongols stepped forward into playoffs, representing Asia for the first time. We are here in the spotlights of Shanghai for the first time for a major. And history is what Snax has. 24 kills, now tying Hunter, not just as the questioned leader, but stepping up as a star. A diamond under a world of pressure into round 30. In the absence of MongolZ's frags, in an underwhelming Nico half, you lean on Snax.
Nico, the player that this year is 88 and 53 versus Donk in the head-to-head kill matrix. With everybody asking the question, how can Donk be #1 if you've got someone like Nico? But here he is, getting erased one more time.
Rain has had his number this entire map. Nico has been a non-issue at the hands of FaZe Clan.
And Rops has been the final boss. Every test after test, passing with flying colors.
Reinvented for this major. Lines up one, but doesn't get greedy. He will silently peel back somewhat, but not gone. They open the door for the potential hell wrap. G2 are scrambling.
They are scrambling, they are spread out. And soon we'll find out if there's still 3 fingers on this hand. Rain catches Hunter.
The immovable object that is Rain. When you need him, he is here. Brokey confident as he has all his teammates still behind him. And in the last attempt
Yeah, Carrigan on your screen.